Okay, I know my mic is scuffed. It sounds like trash, but that's okay. Alright, I'm here to VOD. Here we go. Got everything ready. Let's get it.
Observe the barrier.
Go. I keep you here.
Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is that you are you're scoped in too long. So the problem with scoping in this long is that you have no idea what's going on around you. No clue. There could be. So look at what you're looking at right now, right? There could be somebody that's here. There could be somebody that's coming up these stairs. You would have no clue. There could even be somebody coming down here, I think, and you wouldn't even be able to see it. Okay, no, I lied, but regardless, it cuts off your field of vision a ton. So really the golden rule for me as an Ana player, when I used to, is that you never want to shoot more than 3 shots without unscoping. So if you need to hit scope shots, then 3 and then unscope. But these shots on your tanks really don't need to be scoped. So when you're playing Ana, Ana scoped versus unscoped. So scoped should be either long shots. Here, let me. So scoped should be like long shots, like shots that are really far away and hard to hit. They're for precision shots, shots that you have to hit to keep somebody alive. And then that's pretty much it. There's no other reason to use it. When you go unscoped is more for kind of spammy type shots, and like spam damage, spam healing, that kind of stuff. So right now on your tanks, you could just be holding left click and just shooting them. There's no reason to be scoped in right now because you don't need to hit those shots, right? All it's doing is it's making you slow, it's making you predictable. So I want you to look at your movement while you're scoped in here, okay? You see how you're really crouched down, you're in the same spot, and it leaves a trail, right? When you shoot scoped. See that? It leaves a trail every single time. And for them it's like bright red. So they know exactly where you are. They know that you're scoped in. So if there was a sniper, what they would do is they'd see your shot, they'd jump up right over here and just hit you right in the head. It's really easy to shoot you from this position. Okay? And when you're scoped, you can't even see them. So all those things combined make it very, very dangerous. Which is why if you do end up using a scoped shot, you usually want it to be a quick scope. I'll go over quick scopes, animation canceling, that kind of stuff at the end of the video, so we'll leave that for now.
Barrier's about to break.
So another problem I see with this positioning is that you don't really have a way to get out. I mean, there is kind of, right? Like you can go around here, but like once you get here, or like even like drop down here, where are you going, right? Because that's not really an escape, because you're still stuck now. So eventually you're gonna have to go over here, right? There should be a few things when you're considering positioning, right? Number 1, you need to see the enemy team. This goes for Ana and Zen, both of them. Number 2, you need to see your team. Number 3, you need cover. And number 4, you need an escape route. An escape route or a health pack. One of the, preferably both. So, for example, right, where Dan is right now, is a great spot for him, right? He can see the enemy team. Well, great spot for you, I should say, right? Because he can see the enemy team, he can see your team. He has an escape route, which is just to go backwards, and he can go through into this health pack. And he has cover, natural cover right here, right? Perfect. For you, you have 2 of those 3 things, right? You see some of the enemy team, you see your team, then you have cover, but you don't really have an escape route. You kind of have one, as we went over before, but not really. So try to find spots on maps that you don't have to cross sight lines to get away from, right? Like, for example, that's why nobody sits like here on this map, right? Because sure, they can see the enemy team, right? But number 1, it's really easy to get to them. Number 2, there's really no escape route, right? It just goes down and down here. Then you can go this way, but like you also, it's just very, very dangerous to sit up there, right? So you have to cross a huge sight line, right? All of this is open, completely open. Yeah.
I've seen worse. You're going to live.
That's another reason you don't want to stay scoped in, is because you lose sight of your allies as well if they need help.
Heal up.
Observe the...
Trying to find the right spot. There it is. Okay. So now we're going to go over ability usage, because both of these abilities were really, really bad.
You're going to live.
Barrier unstable.
Heal up.
So you can see right now, Hawk is really in danger. He has cover, he has a Mercy on him, and he still has his heal. So he's fine. He doesn't need a nade right now. We'll go over the sleep after this. Now he needs a nade. He's been CC'd. He can't... Shawnee's off of him. He's been CC'd and he doesn't have his cover anymore. That's when he needs a nade. Nade is... If you're going to nade defensively, it's a very sort of desperate situation where you need to keep people up in order to keep them
I
alive.
should be here. Die either.
Nice.
Barrier won't hold together.
You're covered.
The team was really bad, weren't they? Wow, yikes.
Healing in high. You're powered out. Get in there.
No one can
Go. I'll keep you here.
This is all fine. Again, just don't stay scoped for too long.
Going to be okay.
You make yourself very, very, very predictable. And sorry if I keep scraping my mic. I'm not used to having it next to my face.
Don't mess with me.
Barrier won't hold
Let's go back. I don't know when it was. Right here.
I've seen worse. You're going to live.
unstable.
Heal up.
Like that sleep was okay, because it would have taken her out of the fight if you did hit it. But number 1, it's so far away, and number 2, they could just wait until she's not want to sleep anymore, right? So it'd be pointless. The best time to use sleep is when somebody is. I say this all the time for lack of a better term, but when someone is doing something, right? Someone on the enemy team. So if there's a Sigma ulting, if there's a Blade maybe, if their main tank is getting really aggressive, if somebody is flanking, if somebody is doing something scary, that's the time to sleep. But in situations like this where she's like across the map, she's in cover, she's in a good position, sleeping doesn't really do anything because she's in a good position, right? It just wouldn't do anything. It would keep her out of the fight for like 5 seconds, but other than that, it wouldn't do anything.
Go.
Let's go back.
Barrier is destroyed.
Go.
Can't believe they ran sim junk on Junkertown. It's disgusting.
Die deep.
What is that melody?
Die deep.
Okay, so one huge thing on Ana is don't panic. Like, it's your abilities are so crucial that if you panic, you lose huge value out of your abilities. And that nade was a big example. You didn't need to nade there; they were fine.
What is that melody?
What is that flux? Flux is garbage.
Get back in the fight. Heal up.
This positioning is trash. This positioning is just absolute garbage. If they round this corner, start pushing the tanks, and your Sigma shield breaks, you're dead. Because you're gonna be the first one that they go after because they can see you. You need to be much further back this direction. Not okay, maybe not much further back, but like here, right? Because here is a great position. Why? Because you can see the enemy team, you can see your team, you have an escape route and a health pack, and you have your own corner. And you have another corner. Especially in a meta with 1.5 million snipers, sitting out in the middle of the open like this will get you killed. Well, like guaranteed. Like that's not even like an if, it's a when. It will get you killed. Why are they running double shield? What's happening? They really need a coach, these poor guys. I feel bad.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, this is your VOD. It's their team is so bad. I feel bad.
Watching your back.
Okay. Just to nail, just to be very clear about what I'm watching, right, and make sure that you understand it as well. Do you know how easy it would be to kill you? I can't hit you from here. If I were up here, you'd be dead, right? If I were over, let's see, here, you'd be dead. If I was here, you'd be dead, okay? You need to find cover, and stop doing this. Don't get me wrong, it's great that you're moving because that's more than Dan can do. But you're out in the middle of the open, no cover, and hard scoping. That is a recipe for death. And then you reload and just do the same thing with no cover and hard scoping.
30 seconds.
Do something!
When we want the winner.
Cannot be stopped.
Okay. So I think you get the point. Let's finish this off and then I'll go over a few mechanical things. One thing I'm noticing already is that you need to be going for much, much more offensive nades. You've hit literally 0. They're all defensive. You're playing like a support. Which sounds weird, but I'll try to be more precise about what I'm talking about.
You're covered. Helden sterben nicht.
Round 1 complete.
Okay. Okay. Let's go. I gave you enough to work on for that. Let me show you the whole quick scoping and animation canceling, all that stuff. So you told me that you did a VOD with SK once upon a time. So
Never stop fighting
how you
for what you
quick scope
believe in.
basically? So I have my scope on hold, so I hold it, and then when I let go, it lets it go. It stops scoping. So what you do is you flick it, and the second that you see the scope, you click and then you unclick. Okay. Really fast. So right, left, right. You'll sort of get the hang of it after a while. But the reason that you do this is because your shots are precise and it keeps you moving. Right? I'm literally missing every single shot, but that's okay. So instead of sitting here doing this, right? Or like these bots right here, for example, instead of trying to shoot them like this,
You're
you could
covered.
just peek in and out of cover, and if one of them is badly critical, you could quickscope, right? So this is how you need to be playing your cover, right? And reloading behind cover. And then once they're full, you start going for pot shots on the enemy team, right? No more than 3. Okay, always moving, always moving. Okay, quickscope a little bit, go for some pot
I
shots.
will keep you healed.
Uh-oh, somebody's critical. Quick scope. Hit him. Okay. Oh, somebody's low over there. Quick scope. Okay. Get it?
Take your medicine.
Always moving. Always behind cover. And then if I do end up getting pushed, you just back up and you go around. Okay. You always need an escape route. No? Okay.
You're covered. You're powered up. Get in there.
So, let's go over animation canceling, okay? So, your reload. Okay, so there's 2 parts of it, right? There's her putting a new one in, like a new canisters, I guess you could say. And then there's her cocking her gun, right? Okay. There's a chick, and then a second chick. You hear that? Okay, so that second one isn't needed. So the second that the canisters are loaded, you can reload. So, or you can, the second that they're loaded in, you can use any ability, and you won't need the rest of the reload animation. Okay, so for example, right? Melee. Okay, you don't need that second cock. Okay. Or a nade. Or a sleep. Okay. Any one of those, or a nano even too.
It's just a scratch.
Any
You'll be
one of
fine.
those. So for now, when you reload, I'd practice using melee. It just gets you in the habit of reloading and canceling it. One small thing to go along with your nade usage, your nades need to be much more offensive, and it's hard to find situations where it can be good, especially in a meta where everyone is kind of all around and crazy and in every possible spot, no matter what. But a really good way to do it is in chokes. Okay, So pretend that this is a choke, right? This little area out here. Just gonna kill him. So if that's the choke, right? You wait until they're past the choke and you can splash it on the back. Oh, I missed. Okay. Well, I hit the back, but I didn't hit him. So you want to splash it on the choke, and it'll hit everybody underneath. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, you see that? You see that? So if you splash it on corners and stuff like that, when people are walking through, you'll get the nade splash damage. It's a large radius. How large? Good question. But it's noticeably large. Like you'll be able to feel it as you play more and more of her. But I definitely want to see more of those offensive nades. Of course, if you need to do defensive nades, please do. Like, don't just let your teammates die because you want fat nades. But that's definitely something you need to work on. That's your carry potential. If you're gonna sit here and heal the entire time and never deal any damage, then you might as well just play a different character, right? Your value comes from your nade, your sleep, and your nano, right? Nano is huge for different combos, and nade is, if you hit a fatty, it's fight winning in and of itself, because neither of them can heal and you can kill them, right? Okay.
Hello.
That's all I have. If you've got questions, let me know. Let me go quick recap really fast, just so we all remember. So make sure to always watch. Make sure to always watch your positioning. Okay, that's going to be number one for you. Okay. Completely different than Brig, like not even close to the same positioning, right? So I went over the 4 things they need to be watching for. You need to be watching for the enemy team, if you can see them, if you can see your team, if you can see, or if you have cover, and if you have an escape route, right? Those 4 things. Number 2 is just going to be your ability usage, okay? I know those are very broad concepts, but I mean, you're pretty new to the character, so everything you learn is going to be a very, very broad concept, okay? These, like, animation canceling stuff is pretty advanced, so don't worry about that right now. These are the sort of the basic things that I want you to worry about, and then come back later to this video when you're sort of comfortable with your positioning and your ability usage, and then you can start learning the different nade spots and stuff like that, yeah? So I'm talking ability usage, I'm talking sleeping people that are doing stuff, right? Whether they're ulting, whether they're flanking, whether they're pushing. If they're doing something important, and it needs to be stopped, right? It's kind of like Brig whip, right? If they're engaging, if they're ulting, if they're flanking, right? That's your form of CC, and that's your way to stop them, okay? And then nade, I want to see a lot more offensive ones, especially on Roadhog. It's going to be incumbent in the meta, right? Usually if you nade him before bubble, you can get it out for free, and then after bubble, it's probably a free kill. Okay? So, there you go. I don't know how to end these things, so I'll just upload this to YouTube and oh whoops. Yeah. Smile.